Hi, I'm Matthew Toringdon with Smart Shield Property Management. In today's video, I'm going to answer the question, should I rent my property furnished or unfurnished? At the end of the day, this question actually really boils down to, do I want to do a short-term rental or a long-term rental? We actually have a separate video that addresses the pros and cons of whether or not you should consider doing a short-term rental. But the highlights of that are, there are really only certain parts of town and in the area, certain types of properties, and lots of other considerations whether or not it makes sense to do a short-term rental. In general, your property is going to do much better off as a long-term rental in the greater Charlotte area. So as a long-term rental, let's answer that question now. Should I rent it furnished or unfurnished? And there's really only one answer to the question, and the answer is unfurnished. As a long-term rental property, when tenants are coming to look at it, they're going to view it as a detractor, not an addition if your personal property is in this house. Really any personal property in the house. Tenants just don't want it. And so what we've seen is landlords who have tried to leave certain things behind, thinking maybe it would be value add to the tenant. Invariably, the tenant asks us to remove those things or actually reduce the rent. So it doesn't end up being a positive, it ends up being a negative. The other considerations are, if you leave any personal property behind of any type, whether it's a lawnmower, patio furniture, or trying to leave the house furnished, you have to just go ahead and assume that the property is going to get damaged. That personal property is going to get damaged at some point, and there's really not much you're really going to want to have to do about that. So at the end of the day, as a long-term rental, you're renting real property, real estate. You don't want to be in the business of managing personal property. So again, to answer the question, as a long-term rental, rent your property unfurnished. Matthew Toringdon, Smart Shield Property Management, the intelligent investor's choice.